After all this time, finally, the Team Go Rocket leaders have switched their lineups, and again, I say finally because the last time that they did the switch was in February, and so I'm actually playing on my dad's account here. This is kind of interesting because I almost feel like I play on other accounts more than my own for these videos, I guess, but that's okay, and sometimes kind of good because it illustrates different levels of skill, let's say. So my dad is like, he's got some good stuff in the box, but he doesn't really have a lot of potions, doesn't have like any revives, so it's, our choices sometimes can be really limited. So the secret here with Cliff, that's the battle that we have. Of course, he's got Shadow GRIMER now. That's his team. And so the thing about GRIMER is that it can actually be resisted both times with Landorus. What I mean by that is actually both fast attacks that GRIMER can have. In this case, he's got Mud Slap, which actually is even better with Landorus because Landorus is going to double resist the ground. Landorus is ground and flying type, and both of those resist ground, so you have the double resistance. And so this one, actually, it's got Mud Shot and Rock Slide. The only thing about Rock Slide, is like we're not going to have the super effective damage with that, per se, against the GRIMER right here, but it is actually really good for busting out those shields. And so, of course, Cliff, all the Team Go Rocket leaders, Giovanni, they're going to shield the first two attacks that you do. And so that's why I was just fooling around when we were charging them up and doing the little things you have to tap, I guess, on screen and everything. But you notice we knocked out that GRIMER, and we lost maybe about a quarter of Landorus's health right there. And so Cliff's second choice right here is going to be Electivire, and the thing that sucks about that is I can't show you something new because we've faced Electivire in the past, right? But actually the thing that's good about it is Landorus is going to once again resist if Electivire is going to throw out electric moves at us, and he's not. But the good thing is that he's also throwing out low kick at us, and low kick is going to be resisted because, like I said, Landorus has the flying in its typing. And so Landorus actually a good choice. We don't use Landorus, I think, for a lot of things, but kind of an okay pick, although not like super great in GBL, I would imagine. I don't do a whole lot of the Go Battle League or anything like that. Landorus actually would have also been good against the Tyranitar. This one was just a little bit too weak, I think, to outlast that because the Tyranitar did like 1 or 2 attacks, and then boom, he was out of there. Vaporeon coming up next with Aqua Tail. That's just it. We're really just overkill at this point. The Vaporeon's hardly going to lose any of its health because with Water Gun and Aqua Tail, it's obviously going to be super effective against the Tyranitar, which is Cliff's last Pokemon right here. I do want to show you right after this battle, I did actually take on a Cliff with my account, and because you can only get basically the new leader lineups through the balloons right now, and that's just at the time of this recording, it is actually expected tomorrow that when they're on the ground, not in the hot air balloons, you will be able to face their new leader lineups or whatever. So for whatever reason, they're just doing it this way with this event that has started as of today, ladies and gentlemen. So we did take on Cliff. We beat him there with my dad's account. Again, it's kind of a good thing, that I'm using other accounts too and not just my own, but I will try to just get you guys as many videos as I can. For today, of course, having to do them through the hot air balloon means that I kind of have to wait for a balloon to come over here, and I obviously don't get to pick who my leader is that I fight from that balloon, so we are kind of limited, but I'll try to bring you guys everything I can. Now, this right here is an illustration of GRIMER having the other attack, and unfortunately, it's not going to be the whole battle because I did leave it for a good reason you're about to see, but Bronzong is actually a great kind of spicy pick for this, and we did have the Bronzor Spotlight Hour a while back, so hopefully you guys were able to get one. But essentially, you want your Bronzong to have psychic moves, and so the thing is that it's a steel-type Pokemon. It's going to resist the poison attack that we're facing right here with GRIMER, which is Poison Jab. And so the thing about that is that Bronzong, though, and Metagross is your other one. Metagross can have the same exact kind of situation here and is probably a little bit more powerful in a lot of instances, but basically Metagross would be with psychic attacks, of course. And what I mean by that is the steel will resist the poison and the psychic will do super effective. So that's one way to take out the GRIMER when he's got the other attack, which is Poison Jab, of course, because you saw earlier with Landorus, we had him doing Mud Slap at us and totally resisting that easy. You can see that this Bronzong, though, this is actually from my account. It's kind of interesting because the Bronzong, not all that powerful or whatever. It did okay, though, even at that level, like way below Great League, all that stuff. And so Clefable would have been a good pick for what he sent out next, which was Machamp. The problem was his Machamp has Bullet Punch, so that's when it's not actually a good choice. Clefable will get ruined if the Machamp has Bullet Punch. So that was a good example. I actually had switched off the recording at that time is what happened because I found out, hey, it's got a Bullet Punch. And then for whatever reason, I think it's because I waited way too long, but the balloon ran away, let's say, it fled. And so the balloon, unfortunately, has that mechanic, and that sucks because it was kind of just a wasted attempt. I really wanted to show you guys that Cliff lineup because it had all of the new stuff, it had Machamp in there. And so anyway, we'll get it. We'll get it at one point, and especially tomorrow, when the leaders go to the ground, and I presume they will be able to fight them with their new lineups and everything, I'll bring that to you guys. Otherwise, I'm just going to bring you whatever I can today as the balloons come to me. So feel free to click an end screen on screen to be taken to another video, and I'll catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.